Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our vlog on intercultural communication, focusing on the topic of stereotyping and social categorization towards race and ethnicity. Today we will dive into a recent incident in Malaysia involving the fast food chain Darsa Fried Chicken, or we call it DFC. DFC, a Muslim-owned brand, recently made headlines for a racially insensitive comment on their Facebook page. This comment referred to the Chinese Malaysian community as Type C in response to a customer's complaint about the high prices of the items. The term suggested that the Chinese community was trying to sabotage the business. This incident has brought to light the underlying racial tension and the prevalence of stereotyping in Malaysia. Stereotyping and social categorization are key concepts in intercultural communication that help us understand such dynamic. Let's start by defining the concept of stereotyping. Stereotyping is a complex form of categorization that mentally organizes your experience with and guides your behavior towards a particular group of people. It can be either positive or negative. In this case, the stereotype involves a negative one, as it portrays negative perception of the Chinese Malaysian community. Stereotypes are learned just like culture. They often arise from overgeneralized, oversimplified, and exaggerated information. This incident with the FC highlight how negative stereotype and perpetuate harmful perception and action towards specific group. Next, we look at social categorization. This is the process by which people classify themselves and others into a different social groups. It can be based on various criteria including gender, age, race, and ethnicity. In this scenario, the social categorization involves touch on race and ethnicity, as the comment made by the FC classified and stigmatized the Chinese Malaysian community.
In this case, consists element of negative stereotypes. On Springer Link, negative stereotypes are traits and characteristics negatively valenced and attributed to a social group and to its individual members. The statement that's made by Darsa Fried Chicken Facebook admin suggesting that the Chinese community was trying to sabotage the business as a response to a customer's complaint about the high prices of their food item. The statement clearly shows that the Facebook admin was being stereotyped towards Chinese Malaysians as being antagonistic towards a Muslim-owned business. This stereotype play into historical narrative of ethnic competition and economic rivalry in Malaysia.
However, the statement made by the FC's Facebook admin is not true, as only a few and not all Chinese do not support the business of Malays. It is only a perception of Malays towards the Chinese community. As can be seen here, it shows that the Chinese community itself shows support to the Malay business. On the other hand, Chinese also have bad stereotypes towards Malays. Chinese often stereotype Malays as lack of ambition and also uninterested in pursuing higher education. This can be seen as a false perception, as most Malays pursue higher education and have succeeded in their career. For instance, Sheikh Muzaffar, who is well known as the first Malaysian in space. Furthermore, Syed Mokhtar, a famous entrepreneur which is known for his contribution in various fields. Not to forget other notable mentions such as Dr. Amalina Cik Bakri, which contributed in the medical field.
Facebook administrator label of Type C for Chinese Malaysian wasn't just a neutral term. It implied that Chinese Malaysian were turbulent for a problem, which upset many people. This label carried harmful stereotype and causes division within society. By using Type C, the administrator suggested that Chinese Malaysian were responsible for negative outcome, which unfairly targeted this ethnic group. This incident highlight how social categorization can perpetuate prejudice and harm community cohesion. The backlash against the racist comment led to the company resigning the Facebook administrator. As detailed in the Malay Mail article, this response highlight the societal recognition of the harmful impact of such labels and the need of accountability.
So, the question is it only Malay that has social categorization towards Chinese? Unfortunately, the Chinese itself also categorize Malay as a lazy person. One of the research that has been conducted shows that 60% out of 333 Chinese respondents categorize Malays as a lazy person, as they think that Malays itself only depend on the special status of Bumiputra. On the other hand, there are Chinese employees that requires Mandarin speakers only as their job requirement, but they will not accept any other races than Chinese, even if the other races has a better Mandarin than the Chinese itself. So, based on our discussion earlier, we can conclude that not only Malays has social categorization towards Chinese, but the Chinese itself also has their own social categorization towards Malay.
The comment from the FCA admin serves as a crucial reminder of the social categorization and stereotyping in our daily lives. However, these actions are based on individual perspective, as they are Malay, Chinese and Indian who are also kind to others. We need to be mindful of the labels and stereotypes we might unconsciously use in our interaction with the surroundings. By doing so, we can make small but significant changes in promoting inclusivity among other races, such as engaging in conversations about cultural experiences. Other than that, reinforce negative stereotype and deepen societal divide among the community will affect interpersonal relationship and hence lead to increased polarization and conflict to global social fabric. To conclude, we must strive to understand our differences without resorting to harmful labels and stereotypes. One way to overcome such situations is through a community program that promote intercultural understanding, can help bridge gaps and dispel myths.